right, let's see if anybody's here. Let me check and see if anybody's here. Oh, there. Hi, Karen. So we do have somebody. I'm going to run. Hello, Cheryl. I got to run, turn my light on. I don't think I have enough light. Hang on. That's better. Not so dark. Hi, from New York. Hi, MH. Welcome, everybody. I don't have a lot planned. I just wanted to get here and spend some time, see if anybody had any questions. We didn't go live on Courtney's channel at noon today, so I want to make sure if anybody had any chance to ask questions. Hi, Dee Dee, that they had a chance to ask questions live today. So if you have any canning questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I am just so excited, though, that you're all here. I'm going to see if I can get, it's hard to, backwards here, get my phone going so that I can monitor the chat. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Karen. Welcome, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button, please. Can't get in here. Yeah. So I think I can see the chat. Does anybody have questions? Let's see, Cheryl has something here. She wants to can Brussels sprouts without pickling them, but of course everything says no. I don't eat Brussels sprouts. I don't remember ever having Brussels sprouts, so I have not canned them. I do want to try pickling them though. The problem with anything in the cabbage family is it gets very, very strong tasting. It heightens that taste. So that is one of the reasons they don't recommend it. You have to really, really love those vegetables in the cabbage family in order to like the taste when you open them. Okay, canning turkey soup, is it okay along if you don't do pasta with it? Yes, it is. I kind of make mine like a soup base. I chop up a bunch of celery, onions, my turkey broth, and when I open it, then I add my wild rice and white rice blend to it. So that's what I do. Then I can use it for other things too. Yeah, Cheryl, your family loves them. I want to give them a try because I like a lot of things that I didn't like as a kid. So I want to give the Brussels sprouts a try, but I'm kind of afraid to. I had some given to me once and then I didn't use them before they went bad because I kind of chickened out. I don't like the smell of cooked cabbage, anything in the cabbage family, but I like to eat it once it's cooked. So, sorry, one of the grandbabies is not happy out there. I don't know if you can hear her or not, but she's not happy. I have the door shut, but see if I can get in here again. Try one more time. Make sure that there. I am. All right. Yay! Now I can moderate as I go. All right. Ooh, everything's better with bacon. Brussels sprouts and crispy bacon, yum. Everything's better than with bacon, MH. Everything's better with bacon. A family is making some jalapeno poppers, wonton poppers. Tonight it's bacon and cream cheese stuffed in jalapeno peppers, I think the peppers were cut up, and then put in wonton wrappers. I have never tried this, but I'm going to try it in a few minutes. Maybe on camera. So we'll see. Might get to see me eat a hot pepper on camera if it gets done in time. So And if they've changed the oil, because I may not be able to eat it if they haven't changed the oil. I'm allergic to shrimp, and they've cooked shrimp in that oil. So if I eat that, I will be going to the emergency room. So we'll see. Anybody else have any more questions? I'm kind of sad I didn't get the turkey carcass this year because I didn't make the turkey for turkey soup. So I'm going to have to get another turkey while they're still on sale. And then I'll have turkey and turkey broth. Don't tell my family, but a lot of my chicken soup is really turkey because I can buy it on sale, and I love to buy it on sale. Another question. Dee Dee, I have potatoes to can, wondering if anyone tried shredding them for hash browns and canning without water. I don't know. I know this came up in the Facebook group this week, and somebody was going to try it and get back to us. So I haven't seen that. The problem with canning them, you can can them in water. You know how your shredder has the different settings, like little small holes and bigger holes and larger holes? You would want to shred them on the largest hole because, they will lose a lot if you don't. So if I was going to do them, I would probably do them on the highest one. But I've had a lot of success with dehydrating potatoes. You cook them in your roaster so you don't boil them. Cook them in the roaster and then dehydrate them, and they turn out, not all the way done. And then they turn out perfect in the dehydrator. You can't roast them to mush, but they turn out perfect then in the dehydrator, and it takes a lot less time. I used to hate to dehydrate potatoes because it takes so much time to get the water out of them that you boil them in. Now trying it with the roaster method, I love it because there's no water in there. So it's perfect to dehydrate then afterwards. I wish I had known that when I'd had all those potatoes given to me. So, does anybody have any other questions I can answer? Thank you all for being here. There's 6 here. Hey, Tina Ladybug. Thank you for coming by. Thank you. Do you have any canning questions? I'm just taking your what to do with the turkey leftovers and answering questions tonight. I made cranberry jam. Cranberry relish. And I can't wait. I made a double batch because I take the leftovers and I make thumbprint cookies with my cranberry relish. And they are the best cookies. But this batch this year was very, very tart. A little more, the cherry juice I use in my cranberries was a little more tart. Hi, Anita from Arizona. Welcome. If you have any canning questions, just type them out. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Courtney. And enjoy the time at your mom's. Just enjoy your weekend. I just found out this time slot had somebody else in it, and it's totally opened up. And so I'm like, he who shall not be named famous YouTuber is giving up his 7 o'clock on Friday night time slot. I just might take it because I have a lot of friends in common with him. So maybe I'll do a few on Friday night and see how they work out. I need to get my hours in. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Enjoy your time with Mom. Tell your family I said hi. Save that turkey carcass. We'll can it next week. We'll make broth. It's one of my favorite things to do is to take the turkey and make broth. And then in the summer, I like to have turkey and wild rice soup. So, and it's the perfect time because onions are on sale, celery is on sale, turkey is on sale. Can it all up for soup starter, and then I don't have to do all the work over the stove in the summer. So it's perfect. Oh, I started to talk about my cranberry relish. So I make it with a recipe from the Bavarian Inn in Frankenmuth. And I originally found the recipe in I found it in the 1980s, but I think it was a 1970s magazine. Good Housekeeping magazine. And I have modified the recipe, but instead of just plain cranberries, it calls for frozen cherries. And some years I have the cherries in there. Some years I just do cranberries with frozen or with cherry juice. And this year the juice was really tart. And so I think the batch turned out very, very tart this year. But I'm going to can that up. I made a double batch and I'm going to can that up, and then I will use it, some of it for thumbprint cookies and some of it for turkey sandwiches later. There is nothing like a chicken salad or turkey salad sandwich with a big, thick layer of jelly on top. Especially in the summer. So, does anybody else have any canning questions? I'm canning up leftover turkey. I've canned up cranberry relish. I made extra on purpose. I may do some soup starter with turkey and celery and onions and carrots, since I have leftover celery and onions and carrots off the relish tray, and have some soup starter made up with my leftovers. Of course, there's going to be some casserole out there. I love taking the stuffing and green bean casserole and turkey and gravy and making a shepherd's pie kind of casserole out of it. It's always really good. Really good. Of course, I guess it's not shepherd's pie if it's made with turkey. What do you call a turkey farmer? Not a shepherd. If anybody knows, put it in the comments down there. So, hello everybody. Thank you for coming. Do anybody have any more canning questions for me? Did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? What are your favorite things to have for Thanksgiving? My favorite, I think, is the pies. I didn't make the blueberry pie. I have a confession to make. That was not me that made the blueberry pie. But I had blueberry pie. It was very, very good. I did post a picture of the blueberry pie. So I'm going to be making some blueberry pie filling in the future, and wanted to get that idea out there because I want to make some blueberry pie filling and have it canned up so we can make pies, because we really do like blueberry pies. Our whole family does. We did have pumpkin from the pumpkin that I canned last year. Does anyone personally use the Nesco electric canner? I have the Power Pressure XL, which is also approved for canning, and I can do 4 pints in that. And so when I'm doing small batches, I use my Power Pressure XL. So I do use an electric pressure canner as well as my other ones. There are lots of people in the group that do use the electric pressure canner. So if you join the Facebook group, Rebel Canners, the one with the black banner, if you're not already in there, a lot of people in there use them. I just have never had a chance to use that brand yet. I have the Power Pressure, and I have an Instant Pot knockoff. So, does anybody have any other canning questions? Well, we did use the pumpkin I canned to make pumpkin pie. And that was a big hit. That was really good. Good pumpkin pie. And then I made a brand new butternut squash recipe. And because we had so many sweets, we're trying to cut down on sweets. I did a savory butternut squash, and that was a big hit. But I burnt it. I have, there's always got to be one burnt offering at the table. And yeah, I don't know if they can do quarts in there. I know the Power Pressure XL, you can only do 4 pints. So they just won't fit. You can't put the lid down on it. So I do not know what the Nesco you can do. But I'm sure somebody in the Facebook group has one. They can give you some good tips in there. But yeah, we did the pie filling. I forgot where I was going, lost my train of thought. We did the pie filling, and that turned out really good. And so we still have some of that. We have apple pie filling, and I have cherry pie filling I've canned. So I need to get some more out there. More pie fillings. It's so easy to just make your crust or buy a store-bought crust if you're not very good at making the crust. Oh, I know what I was telling you about this best version. And then just put your fillings in that are already canned. That is so handy and so save timing. And if you make a batch of 7, then you have 7 pies. I never make 7 of one kind of pie in a year. We just don't do that many anymore. So, it usually lasts me for my 2 years, which is what I like, a 2-year rotation. So, so my squash turned out burnt for some reason with my little fog brain I have since I've had my illness. I thought when I turned off the oven timer, I was turning off the oven. Nope. So my son came out and goes, Mom, I think your squash is getting burned. And I went out there, and sure enough, I had burnt the top a little bit. And of course, it's all cubed, so every piece has a little bit of burnt on the top of it. So we had some burnt offerings, but it tasted really good. And this was some butternut squash that was given to me. And so I was very excited to use it up. I have 3 more, and I think I may make a squash soup because it actually tasted really good savory. And that was what I was wondering if I would like it. I have not ever had butternut squash before. My mom was a big acorn squash person. And so we had acorn squash and never butternut. And acorn squash is a lot stringier than this butternut. So I'm kind of excited. I'm going to try some a vegan butternut squash recipe and see if I like it. Anita Barnes says, I own the electric pressure canner Presto and love it. Good to know. I have looked at those. I'm kind of, I wish they would come out with an electric one that I for sure, like Cheryl said, does quarts. Because if they had one that for sure would do quarts and pints, I would be like all over that and buying it right now to own. Although I kind of went off grid, and so I may not be able to run it without running my generator, but we'll see. Right now I'm staying at a friend's house because I've been sick and we don't have our stove in place yet, so we can't we're not winter ready at our cabin. So as soon as we get it all winterized, then we will be right back out there. I'm very excited to be out there. And then I can have my animals out there. That's also very exciting. So you might see some changes on my channel. You might be seeing me cooking with my wood cook stove. That'll be exciting once I get it all set in place. I've got all the equipment to move it and get it set in place so I can stay out there. So you might be seeing some wood-fired cooking as well as coming into town and using the kitchens that are here in town available for my use. So it'll be kind of fun. Do some old time wood-fired cooking on the wood stove. See, it can be done. Whatever your situation, wherever you are, you can. You don't need anything real fancy. So, Anybody else have any more questions? I'm taking open mic questions tonight. If anybody has any questions. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Gonna have a good weekend. It's a perfect weekend up here. Our weather seems to be going to be cold, but not very snowy or blowy, so that's a bonus. I got a lot of projects I want to get done, so hopefully I'll be able to get those done while the weather is cold but manageable. Anybody do their shopping today? I did not do. Oh, I have to take it back. I did buy one Christmas present today on a Black Friday sale online. Anybody find any good deals? I can't tell you what I found. Anybody find any good deals online? Any questions? I'm still taking questions. So if you're in here and you have a question, go ahead and type it in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. So my son is playing a game. He's over there laughing at himself. I have a steam canner. I use it for everything that needs to be water bath. Am I doing it right to just steam for the same amount I would by boiling it? If you're talking about the time, yes, the time is the same in a steam canner or water bath. The time does not change. So if you're using the guidelines for the water bath canner times, you are correct. That is the same time. So you'll be fine. I want to get a steam canner. I had one and I lost it in a move, and I'm going to get another one. It'll be nice being where I'm off grid like that. I would use less water than the water bath canner, and so I would really, really like to get one. So that'll be good. I haul all my water right now to the cabin, and so every drop is precious for drinking and for everything else. I do have a well, but we have not got the well hooked up yet. I have to go out there and put the pump in and fill it up with gas, and it's gasoline powered pump, and run it. And so it's just easier to haul water when I'm here in town, to fill a few gallons, take it out, put it in my reservoir, and that's just easier right now than anything else. So the steam canners are nice because they use a lot less water. Very nice. So if you're someplace that is a desert or has water restrictions, a steam canner would be perfect. Oh my word. Nope, you're out of here. Bye-bye. Sorry, we're not interested. Sorry about that, guys. The trolls have nothing to do on a Friday night either. Oh, what brand? Can I ask you what brand you got that has a temperature indicator? That is very nice. Very nice. Because I am looking to get one, so I would like to know the ones that people like that they've used. That would be great. If you know the brand, I will look that up and maybe get one just like it. Because having a timer, I've been looking, but none of them have the temperature indicators. That's kind of cool. Thank you, Anita, for letting me know about that. Does anybody have any other questions other than our troll? I did the bad thing. I put live in my title. So, oops. But, trolls' views count too. So, any other questions for me for canning questions or any other questions that have to do with Rebel Canners? I am getting ready to do my Christmas baking. Is there anything you guys would like to see as far as videos for Christmas and Christmas topics for baking? If there are any recipes you'd like to see me try out. Is it possible to can hash browns that are store bought? I've never canned hash browns because I think they would shrink a lot. But if you can can potatoes, you can can hash browns. And as long as you bring them to room temperature if they're frozen, yes, you should be able to can them for the same time and process as potatoes. I have never done them where you don't put water in. I know people in our Facebook group do. So you'd have to ask in the Facebook group about that. The reason I've never tried it is a few years back, I was given several hundred pounds of potatoes, and to preserve them, I canned them. I will never have to can potatoes again in my lifetime. And I wish I had not tied up all my jars and lids in potatoes, but I have many, 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 many hundreds of jars of potatoes. So I'm just not canning potatoes. I'm sorry. It's not one of those things you're probably going to see much on my channel just because I've got so many, unless I do a batch for somebody else. But if you can can potatoes, you can can hash browns. Thank you for coming in, Tiny Cat 71, and asking questions. Do you have any other questions or anybody else in the chat have questions? Fish on. Anyone know of a source for reasonably priced sprouting lids? Large mouth lids. And for sprouting, I bought my lids that fit my mason jars for sprouting at the Mennonite grocery. I do not know what brand they are, but I got them at the Mennonite grocery. So you might try, and I've seen them at our local health food store. So you might try searching for health food stores because they're into the sprouting. Hello.
Hello.
Come on over. Have a seat.
I have my mouth full.
So Rebecca's there we go. So Rebecca's here too. Hi, Blue Farm. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Rebecca's here too. She's out there cooking those wonton poppers. Did you change the oil? I just thought about that when I was in here.
I baked them.
Oh, you baked them. Oh, good. So they weren't deep fried.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So then I can have them.
Why do you think I got the cupcake pans out?
I'm going to blame it on that condition, that virus that cannot be named on YouTube, on my fog brain. That, yeah.
Do you want me to go grab some?
Are they done?
Mm-hmm.
I told him I'd do one on live when you came in. All right, I'll leave it right here. Yes, thank you. You're welcome, Fish On. Yeah, health food stores. I've seen them both at there's 2 local health food stores, and then I call it our Amish grocery, but it's owned by the Mennonites, and the Amish are hired as the people working in there. It's kind of odd. Ooh, those look. All right, I'm going to have my mouth full. Becca's going to have to talk now because she brought me these, and there's jalapeno peppers, cream cheese, and bacon.
And cheese.
And cheese.
And sour cream.
And sour cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want some?
I told you I'd try these live tonight. Mmm. They're hot. They're good.
They're not spicy though.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
No, just hot pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. This is good. I'm sorry I'm eating. Well, not sorry. I mean, that is what our channel is, isn't it? Eating and food and enjoying life and having a well-stocked pantry and being prepared. Hi, Shelly. First time. Love the Facebook group. I've learned so much. Recently inquired quart mayo jars and the dry canned pork in them. It's all because of your group. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh my gosh, you're going to love that. Pork is one of my favorite things canned. My mother used to do pork roast and can it, and oh, it was so good.
Venison. Venison is my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Venison is.
Pumpkin venison.
But nobody's got a deer for us this year. I know. And I don't hunt. I can't do the kill. I can't. So, but, yeah, I just love having a well-stocked pantry. I was talking this morning on a live with Howie, who lives in Vancouver. He's got a channel on permaculture, and his grocery stores. I mean, they don't have groceries right now because of all the roads being out to Vancouver.
That's getting more out there.
This is.
I'm not gonna eat it. I only wanted one. She brought in those for you.
Take the plate.
You know, they just don't have the groceries, and it's so important in these uncertain times right now to make sure that you have a well-stocked pantry.
Very much so.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
Well, that and half the time the stores are empty. I've been trying to buy sriracha for 3 weeks and no stores have it.
Well, I went to the store for juice and they didn't have any kind. The whole, not one thing of juice came in. And how many times, you know, did that happen this summer?
Yes, the pressure canners. Nervous to use the pressure canners, Shelly. Definitely. That was one of my fears too. But.
Hi, Rebel Canner. Enjoy your videos and have learned a lot. Just recanned pizza sauce and reused store jars and they all sealed. Yay. Thanks for your advice. Yes. Ow. They thought I was crazy. I'm washing out. Becca had to wash it for me, but the gravy jar, I'm like, that's a good jar. That's a pint and a half.
I've actually used gravy jars like that before to can jam, but I was always taught when I first was to flip them upside down, and I made the mistake of flipping the gravy jars upside down and the lids all popped off of them and spilled jam everywhere. So I learned that you boil them a little longer and you seal them up good and you do not flip them over.
No. Not that kind.
No, not those kind.
But this is good. I can't eat it too fast.
Yes.
Yes. You can rabbit exactly the same way you can chicken. So you follow any of the recipes for chicken, you can rabbit. So I actually probably will have a video coming out really soon about canning rabbit. I have had 3 males. I don't know if you're close to me. I have 3 really nice male rabbits that have just been given to me, and I have to go pick them up, which I should have done this weekend.
That's okay.
And they're going to the soup pot. So, but I better finish this.
Any tips for using those Starbucks drink jars? I have 2 coworkers. I asked for a few, and well, now they just keep coming. They're really good to dry can like hot chocolate and stuff in. Or you could probably recan juice in them too. Definitely juice.
Yes, those are what I put my hot chocolate in when I make it and give it as gifts. So I fight and take those labels off, which are not easy to come off. And then I put hot chocolate in it and give them in gift baskets.
Yes, Tiny Cat, you can reuse, you use the original lids for the jars.
Yes. Yep. You just have to boil them.
A little longer.
Yeah. to use them.
And if you can get your hands on older baby food jars, they have a better seal on them, and you can reuse those too. The newer ones are not quite, they don't have the rubber coating inside them like the old ones did. So they're not as good to reuse. I mean, you can use them for like things that you're not going to keep very long, but
spices, dry spices. You can
stuff.
keep dry spices in them, but you can't really can in them.
No.
You can vacuum seal them with the sealer thing, but you can't can with them. They pop right off in the water bath. Even to do jelly, they come right off. They float right off in the water bath. So, put that over there. Sorry.
Okay. You're welcome, Suze.
Shut the door, please. That was really good. The last bite was like all bacon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are good.
We need to make them do a video.
We can.
That was good.
They're really easy for an appetizer for different things.
That would be perfect for like somebody doing a Christmas appetizer.
It tastes like the
They're like a jalapeno popper type. They've got like bacon and cream cheese and stuff in them.
it tastes like cottage cheese and with the noodles.
Oh, they're cream cheese.
It tastes like cottage cheese a little bit.
You missed it. I had my first troll.
I seen it. I did see it.
Troll, question mark?
Someone who comes in and just says something naughty, just say something naughty. So
We are trolls, technically.
yeah, we live under the bridge in Michigan, so we're trolls.
Okay,
But this is a different kind of troll.
Mhm.
Sawyer's sitting over there, so he's got to get a word in edgewise. But anybody else have any more questions? I'm so excited that you guys are all here with us.
What videos do you have planned to upload or make?
Well, I have a planting garlic video. I had problems with my mic, so I actually have 3 videos I have to redo with the audio. And then take that for now. I have this whole book of ideas of things I've been filling it out. While I was sick, I sat in here and wrote out ideas so that I could get going.
We'll probably be doing some Christmas candy videos too.
Yep.
I've got a lot of really simple Christmas candies that you can throw together in like 15 to 20 minutes that people just love. And it's so simple.
Yeah.
Very, very simple.
So we'll be doing some Christmas videos. I just was not feeling well lately, and obviously. And so I still haven't recovered fully. So I haven't got the videos out like I wanted to. Will canning it as soup tenderize it?
It should.
It will also moisturize it.
Yes.
So that helps a lot. So if you have a turkey that is really dry, I've had some in a couple years that just did not do well, and soup really makes an improvement. When I make a batch of tomato sauce with ground meat, I can some and froze some. My canned sauce had a burnt taste to it, but not the frozen. Is it common for canned meat sauce to taste burnt? I haven't had a problem with it.
I personally have never canned meat in my sauce. I always brown it separately.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the mushy feeling or the mushy texture that meat takes on after it sits in the meat.
Remember, if you're canning it in your sauce and it's less than 50% meat and 50% or more sauce, then you can do it for the soup time. So you do not have to do it for the full 90 minutes if you have more liquid in there than meat. So if it's like, 50 to 60% or more sauce with just some meat, you don't have to do it as long. And I think that would help with your burnt time. Hi, Terry. If you guys have not went over and checked out City Girl Country Hearts channel, you guys will love her. She is also doing a lot of videos about cooking and canning and stuff. So you need to go over and check out Terry's channel.
If you overcook it before it's canned, it can have that taste. Yes.
Yeah, it can. But if she froze it and it didn't have it, there was something in the canning that did it.
You also, if you add sugar to it, some people add sugar to their tomato sauce to cut down on the acidity. it can cause the sugars to kind of
Yes.
taste burnt also.
Yeah, you don't need to add it till you open it to cook it, because that can cause it to have a burnt taste. That's a really good point.
Mhm.
Thank you, Becca.
I thought about that because like
Yeah.
barbecue sauce, you can have that
And-
issue with barbecue sauce.
And I do like to put sugar in to cut the acid, but I now do it after I open it.
Right.
So, does anybody else have any more canning or cooking questions? Or, yep. See,
Yep.
Terry says she doesn't add the sugar now until she goes to use it either. Yep. So, Terry went and found I was talking about my coffees.
Mhm.
I don't know, the cans over there.
These?
Yes. I was telling Terry about these. Let's see. The nudge, it blends into my shirt. This is like Nutella made out of coffee beans. So instead of hazelnuts, it's coffee bean.
There's more in the basement.
I know. I'm going to go get the other one. I haven't tried that one. That one is the Colombian one. No, this is the Colombian one. That one is the dark roast.
It's the Brazil, I think.
Brazilian.
Something like
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I was telling Terry about it,
that. Mm-hmm.
and we went online and looked
That's
them up.
Darren's Terry, right?
That's Darren's
Okay.
Terry. Yep.
Hi, Terry.
And we went online, and they sell a whole bunch of them.
Really?
You can get a case of different flavors for $20.
That's cheap.
Not as cheap as 95 cents,
Right.
but yeah.
I'm
she's
getting a 3-pack.
Just be careful. It really says 2 teaspoons is the same. 2 teaspoons is the same as 1 cup of coffee. And it is good. It goes down fast. But yeah, I'm going to go get that other one. I want to save that for seeds.
And yes, Kelly, overcooked turkey is dry.
Yes.
Very dry. It's hard to choke down. I'm not a big turkey fan anyway, so I always dip mine.
Vegemite too?
Uh-oh.
I want to try Vegemite.
We're being invaded.
Oh, here comes the small people. Watch out. Here comes the short people.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
yep. I'm sorry. And a tall one.
There
You
she
stick
is.
your
We found
You gonna
her.
stick your head in and say hi?
We found her. Go get her.
Shut. Okay, go. You're okay. Go find Dad.
Yeah, Terry's stocking up on Vegemite for Darren too.
Ah.
Comfort foods. I want to try Vegemite. I may have to order it off Amazon.
I'm not sure what that is.
It is
Is it an Australian thing?
a very much Australian thing, and I can't describe it, but I want to try it. And that's what I told Carolyn to bring me back from Australia when she went.
Yes.
And she brought me this mustard pickle vegetables with cauliflower in it.
Yeah, that is Carolyn.
Yeah. These are the same people when I sent them money to buy me a Navajo rug in New Mexico, bought me cotton rugs from Tijuana.
When making bone broth, do I need to make sure there is little or very little meat or fat in it? I don't think so.
I like the fat personally. There is flavor in that fat.
Some people don't, and they strain it out. If you let it cool, you can kind of strain it off the top, the
Yeah.
chunks.
If you put it in the refrigerator, it gets hard on top and you
Yep.
can pull it out. You can pull it out before you can it, or you can can it and then pull it out, after
It'll
you can it.
harden on the top.
Yes. You can put it in the refrigerator still sealed, let it harden and take that off. But there is a lot of flavor in that. And as for the very little meat, if you're doing the broth times, then yes, you have to strain out the meat. You don't have to, you can have it in there when you cook, strain it out, and then use it for something else.
It's leftover it's leftover brewer's yeast. It has a beef flavor, but it's salty. That's interesting. I actually had some brewer's yeast at one point and I threw it away. But I'd made you use it in like lactation cookies when you're breastfeeding. And I had made some at one point. I had brewer's yeast.
Yeah, brewer's yeast is supposed to be very healthy for you.
Right.
Of course, everything healthy doesn't usually taste that great, but we'll see.
I thought since it's bone, that's all it should have.
No. Traditionally, broths were used with the leftover pieces of bone, like you would make a roast. And so that meat, any meat that was not peeled off the bone is in that when you make it. So you don't have to take it all off. In fact, you'll have better flavor if you don't, if you have a little bit of meat on there.
We did miss Hickory Croft Farms. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Hickory Croft Farm. Yes, use your turkey bones, and you don't have to take all the meat off of them either.
Nope. A lot of times the meat will come off and you can just strain it out
Yes.
later. It's not hard.
Sorry, I can't.
It's a lot easier actually to get the meat off because once it boils off the bones,
Yeah.
it's really easy to pick out of there.
And then you can just use cheesecloth to strain it, or you can use your kitchen strainer, and any little flecks that fall in are not a big deal.
Right.
You know. Again, that's just flavor. So we got 10 in the chat.
It's what I stuff my birds with. It keeps the birds moist. I usually don't have an issue with mine being dry.
Mm-hmm.
I have had issues with other people's being dry. So I usually don't have an issue with it.
Yeah.
But I usually stick butter and a whole bunch of other crap in it. So I like it.
Thank you, Shelly on Pine Tree Hill.
Don't forget to hit thumbs up. Yes. Thank you, Hickory Croft Farm.
Terry, my secret to what I stuff my bird with, and I made Becca do it this year, is I cut a lemon into quarters. It cuts the grease and it's the steam, and it just, the lemon pairs really well. You don't even taste it on the bird really, but it just really gives the broth a really good flavor.
And this year I had seen a video where somebody took butter and they kind of smeared it all around the outside of the turkey. So I took butter and kind of defrosted it for a few minutes in the microwave and mixed in a bunch of herbs and spices and stuff and smothered it on the outside. And then I had some extra. So when I would go to baste my turkey, I would put more on the top and allow it to melt into the turkey. And it was really flavorful that way too.
Can you make the bone broth in a crock pot?
Yes.
Yes, you most certainly can. Yep, just put it on low, leave it overnight. Make sure it's covered with lots of water so it doesn't boil off. Oh, see, thank you, Hickory Farm, for reminding us all. Shelly and Pine Tree Farm then remembered to hit the thumbs up. Hey, Kelly Estes is here. She said, City Girl, I asked for her carcass and she told me it fell apart. She sent lots of turkey home, but too dry for us. Will it tenderize in soup if I can it?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The juice mix I had left over from my turkey stuffing I poured over my turkey.
Ooh.
I bet that was good. I bought a bag of stuffing this year and it was not good. I did not like it.
It was too foo-foo.
Yeah.
It was one of those expensive brands, and it was not as good as just old-fashioned dried breadcrumbs.
Right.
You can, yes, Shelly. It just depends on how concentrated you want your broth to be. It just depends. You want to make sure that you don't water it down too much so that it has a good beefy flavor. So I usually try to cover it by about 1 inch of what I have for bones, and then I let that cook down. And if it looks really, really dark, then I add a little bit, but not too much more.
Yeah, we didn't have much turkey left either, Terry.
Yeah.
We bought a 17-pound bird, and it was just the few of us, and we pretty much picked that bird clean.
This for you, Mommy.
I don't want it. Thank you.
And then we took us to taco.
Oh, thank you. But I don't want the banana. Thank you.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh, I want to make soup. So we're going to get another one and make soup.
We have another one.
Shelly said, I did some chicken broth a couple days ago, but I worried about adding too much water. I didn't want it watered down a lot. You can always add a little bouillon in if you wind up with some that's watered down, or you can cook it down more. The Sawyer. That dark shadow is the Sawyer.
Had a 13-pound one, and it was 3 of us. Yeah, there was what?
Your uncle, your dad.
Mm-hmm. There's 2, me, you, Billy, 3 kids, your 2 kids. So 10 of us?
10.
There's 10 of us.
So not surprising that turkey went. There's a couple bags of leftovers out there.
I cooked it for 2.5 days before I canned it.
Ooh, that's some good bone broth. then.
Yes.
Yep.
Does the monkey want a nanner?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a monkey in here.
We got all the animals.
Oh, I can't. Your she's too short. Sorry. Monkey's too short. You can't see it.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Who likes bananas?
Really?
There you go. Ooh, ooh, Yeah. Okay, go. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hi, blue collars. Our Thanksgiving was wonderful. Thank you. I'm speaking for you.
Oh,
Since
it
we
was
shared-
wonderful.
Since we shared, I'm like, oh, Uncle Al is here. Dieball Frog 79. 12 watching. Please hit the like button. Yes. Thank you, Uncle Al.
I love it.
So we're taking canning questions. If anybody needs any help canning up their Thanksgiving leftovers, we're taking canning questions. So go ahead, or want to talk about your Thanksgiving, go ahead and, post your question. I gotta stretch my leg out. Sorry.
You're fine.
I can't sit still very long. My knees
Old
lock up.
age.
Oh, 2 old people on a couch are here. I hope you guys got warmed up. I was in your live and I had to walk away while it was still going, so I let it play. Came back and we were done. But they were outside sitting in Kansas and they looked cold. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness, did they
It's
look
usually
cold.
not that cold this time of year in Kansas, though.
I think they said they were in Kansas, but it was cold. So
It's still boiling down to pressure.
if you're talking about the broth, yes, you do. Yes, you have to process it. You cannot open kettle broth. That would not be good. In a couple of weeks, you'd have a mess.
Ooh, City Girl Country Heart, cranberry sauce. The homemade stuff is the best. I was not a fan of the store-bought stuff until I had homemade.
I need to get some more cranberry sauce because I have used up all my cranberry juice, and I need to make juice, and this is the only time to get them in stores around here, fresh, so you can make juice. I don't think we can even. Have you ever even seen them frozen around here, other than at Christmas and Thanksgiving?
No.
Yeah, and we grow them. They're a huge crop in Michigan, and you cannot get them except fresh right now.
You can get them up north at the producers, but you'd have to go there.
I'd have to drive to Traverse City or somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Hickory Croft Farms. Most things homemade are better. When I was younger, I was the first one to make like homemade jam and stuff in my family in many, many years. And when I started making it, a lot of the younger kids, younger than me, had not had it. And now they don't like the store-bought stuff. They want my homemade stuff.
Well, your homemade apple butter, they fight over.
Yes, they do. My family fights over my homemade apple butter.
Terry said she made 12 pints last year and she only has 1 or 2 jars left.
That's like the blueberry lime jam that she made last year. Oh, or we made.
Yeah.
It was so good. Oh, so good. And I mean, we took that recipe right out of the ball book.
Yeah.
So yummy.
And then modified it for blueberry pie
Right.
filling. Yep. Husband wants to know if we can tend turkey that's already cooked. Yes. You wouldn't want to put water in it or broth. So use some of your turkey drippings or your broth and cover it. And then you just do it for the same time as what you would do raw, which is the poultry times. And you have to pressure pan it. 2 old people on a couch. Love to can because my grandma canned and made amazing stuff, but served canned cranberry. I make a home canned cranberry relish, and it is so good. It is so good. I use it for thumbprint cookies and use it as the filling in thumbprint cookies, and I made a big batch so I could make thumbprint cookies with it. My cranberry thumbprint cookies are a huge favorite. It's the first thing to go on the cookie trays.
Some people think that canned cranberry sauce was a treat because, everybody made things homemade back then. And so it was a treat to have something that was store-bought.
Yeah. And I remember my mom canned, but cranberries, even though they're a product of Michigan, were not that common to be able to get. And so I know my mom always bought the jellied cranberry jelly. And
Our kids are that way about homemade ketchup. My mom would tell stories about homemade ketchup and how her mom made baked beans, this homemade baked bean recipe with homemade ketchup, and nobody could replicate it because they didn't make the homemade ketchup. But my mom couldn't believe the difference. And like homemade ketchup is so brown and store-bought ketchup is so red.
Yep. And then Terry's gonna make pumpkin butter.
Pumpkin butter is yummy.
Yes.
Very yummy. I'm sure it's so good.
Uncle Al is canning 5 quarts of gravy. I love home canned gravy. I know you're not supposed to do it with the flour or cornstarch, but you can use, if you want to be approved, you can use clear gel for your thickener, or arrowroot powder for your thickener. But I don't know, a lot of times I've canned it, and I've canned it with flour and canned it with arrowroot powder, and I've had good success. And I if the store can can it, I can can it. Yes, Hickory Croft Farm thumbprint cookies are the best. They're the best.
I wish my daughter ate her homemade anything. No, she likes the store-bought. My kids are learning. I mean, they're little yet, so they don't really know the difference. But yeah, they like it.
Cranberries are a huge crop in New Jersey. They used to be a huge crop here. I live very close to places that are old cranberry bogs, and the people that own the property had no idea what they were. They're like, there's this slough, and well, they didn't know the name of the slough, but there's like this funnel, and then they have like a piece of wood that makes it all the water back up on my property here. And I'm like, that's because you have a cranberry bog. That's, that lake you have there is a cranberry bog, and all you have to do is take that gate out, and you're not going to have a lake. And it used to be a huge crop here because before the trains went in, so we're talking in the between when the settlers came here in 1830 to whenever the main lines of the trains came through from the far south to here, cranberries were the only source of vitamin C people had. So cranberries were a huge crop. They were much more popular in the 1800s because that's all you could get in the winter for vitamin C to prevent rickets and scurvy. And until they started shipping oranges by trains across the country from California and Florida, people had to use cranberries to stay healthy in the winter. And there's my history lesson for the day. Sorry, everyone.
That is awesome, Shelly. She said she made apple pie, pumpkin pie, and sweet potato casserole from scratch. We made pumpkin pie from canned pumpkin we had done, and we made blueberry pie from some blueberries we had canned, we had to add a few more that we had in the freezer. But
yeah,
I cheated and used store-bought crust though.
Shh! I didn't tell him that.
Shh! Sorry.
I do have a recipe coming out for and I may do a post, but I'm trying a recipe that makes 20 pie crusts that you then freeze. So I want to get that done. But it takes 3 pounds of Crisco shortening. So that's quite a bit.
Oh. Quit stomping around.
Can they say I'm a cupcake? Can I also have them too?
I don't care. Go. Shut the door.
Yes. You know what? I don't tell my kids when it's not store-bought, and then I don't have to worry about them whether they think they like canned food or home canned food or not. And then eventually, when they all done eating it, then I tell them it's home canned. Ooh, blueberry cobbler. Yummy.
I've never had blueberry cobbler. I've had peach cobbler before. When I was in high school, that was like the thing. The peach cobbler was like the best, supposedly, at the camp we would go to. And it was one of the teacher's favorites. So he would brag about it. You would hear about this peach cobbler for weeks leading up to camp. And then you would hear about it at camp. And then after we left, all of marching band season, all he would talk about was this peach cobbler. And you would hear about it for like years. He was
That's
crazy.
one thing I wanted to can this year that I didn't.
Peaches?
I wanted to can some peaches, just a few jars, and we didn't do any peaches. I didn't find any.
I didn't find any good deals on them.
It
Was not a good year
No,
for peaches.
it was like I couldn't believe the prices. I'm like, nope, out of
Yeah,
here.
it was
I'm out of
terrible.
here. Bye bye. It's yummy. Terry uses butter. I have not been able to reproduce my mother's, and I know she used Crisco. My aunt had a very flaky pie crust, and she used lard. And I have not got their recipes, so I wish I'd have got some recipes for that, because I'm not the baker that I would like to be. Oh, weather. Snow expected tomorrow. They didn't give baby one.
I guess not. Do you want
My
chocolate or
granny
vanilla?
always made her cobblers with
With the
the
blue one.
cup of recipe, as she called it. A cup of everything mixed together and poured over the fruit. Ooh. That was sort of how my grandma made Johnny cake. She always used a teacup of beans to make her white bean soup before she made her Johnny cake. Shelly on Pine Tree loves to bake, but doesn't do it nearly enough.
I don't do it as much as I used to.
Terry, I would love to send you all of the snow. All of it. You can have it all. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Ooh. The weather just came across my phone.
Where's she at? Somewhere down
I don't
south?
know where she's at, actually. I know she talked about recently moving, but I do not know what state she's in. Hickory Croft Farm. It's snowing here right now. It looks so pretty, but we're not ready. I'm not ready.
Not ready
My
either.
wood stove is not installed.
We got to take the pop-up down.
Yes, you have to take your pop-up camper down.
I have a 1961 pop-up camper that we have to take down. It's still set up in the backyard.
I don't think anybody's camping out there now.
Probably
with the
not.
Snow tomorrow, so
Mm-hmm.
got a little time. So. Well, I've been on here an hour now.
Shelly, they're in Louisiana.
Uh,
It's been frosty here quite a few different mornings.
yeah, we've had
It's under freezing right now. It's 27 here.
Fahrenheit
Right, Fahrenheit.
for all my Canadian friends. I don't think anybody in here right now from Canada. But I just thought, since the show that shall remain nameless is not doing Friday nights at 7, I would still take this time spot. It was offered up, so we'll see. We might be doing a few of these 7 o'clock on Friday nights if I'm in town where I have internet. Hopefully, I'm going to be back to the cabin.
See, she lives in Louisiana because she doesn't like the cold and the snow. My problem is I don't like spiders and snakes. That's why I live, where the air burns my face, because I don't want to come across a rattlesnake. Like, I'm gone. Goodbye.
And
That is a nope rope right there.
And Louisiana
Used
has
to be in Ontario.
Oh, okay. So we do have a Canadian friend.
Yep.
Yeah. And see, you're not that far from us, although we're more mid-Ontario level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny Cat's from Indiana, and it's 28. Well, we're 27 Fahrenheit here, so not far. Oh, there's my shadow. He runs away.
He does.
But
At
anyway,
least Tiny Cat's our neighbor.
yes. Well,
Our neighbor to the south.
so is Hickory Croft is our neighbor to the north and east.
Oh, she's in South Carolina.
Oh.
Road trip.
Okay.
I hear the mountains out there are beautiful.
I want to move to North Carolina, specifically the Columbiaville area of Carolina, which is not that far from South Carolina. It's on my list of 3 places I would move to. So I like Southern North Carolina because they still have weather, but they have palm trees. Yes. Yes.
Tarantulas hide in palm trees.
I don't
Supposedly.
care. They're way up high. They're gone.
Supposedly.
You haven't gone up
the
the
mountains.
Sorry.
They're fun. I don't recommend while pregnant though. My husband's from Arkansas and his family lives in the mountains, and going through those mountains while you were pregnant, only time I ever got morning sickness.
So Hickorycroft, I'm really into family history, and you are from Watertown, New York, and across the St. Louis. You are very close to where my family is from. In fact, during the War of 1812, one of my relatives in my ancestral line was a minister across the St. Lawrence, and he fled. He waited until the water froze, and they fled by sleigh into New York, Watertown, New York, to avoid being conscripted by the British against the Americans in the War of 1812. So there's more. See, you get a history on the history of cranberries, and now you get my family history. Terry, I don't drive, going for my permit next month. Well, yes. I can see why you wouldn't drive being from New Jersey, but you're definitely going to need it in North Carolina. And Hickorycroft Farm loves family history. Watch out. I can talk for hours about family history. I could do a ancestry DNA show where somebody gives me their name of their dead relative and I give them their entire family tree from one name and date on a relative. You're going to come sit by me? Becca's had to leave. You're being very patient. He's waiting until I get off here so he can go back to playing his games because I asked him to be respectful while I was online.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yes, see, I have family that went. My dad's family all went from. We're all loyalists, and so they went from, some of them from Scotland to Canada, and some of them from that had already come here from the New York area into Canada because they were loyalists. And then I have my mom's side. I have family that didn't want to fight, and so they went to Canada to avoid fighting in the Civil War. So we came through the London, Ontario, Canada, down to Michigan. Oh, yeah, Terry, that makes it hard to get a driver's license, but I think you'll do fine. You'll do good. Everybody's telling you thank you for being patient so that we could visit for a little while on here. But it has been an hour, so I am going to go ahead and get off. I will try to plan for next Friday night at 7 because I think this did really, really well.
If you're new, like, follow, and share. Turn your notifications on. And see you in the next video when we.
And subscribe. Tell them, don't forget to subscribe. Oh, anytime, Shelly, and tag me on Facebook too. I'm more than happy to answer canning questions. And I do a live with Courtney Wide on Fridays from 12 to 1. So you can always ask your questions there too.
Hiking.
So,
Hiking.
and we do that on Courtney's channel, Wide Family Farm. So
I want to go hiking.
you want to? Well,
We're doing a video.
we may have to go visit Terry because she's down in the same state that my favorite hiking trail is on. And I haven't hiked all of that state yet. I've only done North Carolina. I haven't done any in Tennessee. So I haven't done any South Carolina hiking on the Appalachian Trail.
I never went.
I don't know how far you are from the Appalachian Trail, Terry, but that is one thing on my bucket list is to do the entire Appalachian Trail. So all right, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here in a second. Dude, that's not where you do it. No. You have to end it first. You don't just leave. Don't. He's so impatient. All right.
No, I do.
I will let you guys stop. You're old enough to know better.
Go. See you later.
I will let you guys go before his little hands get things. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, go ahead and hit the button now. You didn't do it. You gotta
Bye.
do this one. Good night.